This 5-minute video will review the score reports provided through TTAP. These reports are available for students after each TTAP test. Students take TTAP 3 times per year, and certain elements of the report will become more relevant as more curriculum is taught. The first page shows the scale score and performance level. There are 4 performance levels used with TTAP that are similar to what you typically see with STAR results. However, TTAP performance levels describe how students are performing at this specific point of the school year, which is why you see the word currently used here. There are short explanations to provide more information on each level. The blue column provides a visual for how far a student is from the next performance level. In this example, the student landed and currently approaches. By looking more closely at the blue column, you can see that the student is well within the currently approaches performance level and comfortably above the minimum threshold needed to achieve this performance level. Because TTAP tests are based off of where a student should be at the end of the year and not where they need to be by each TTAP test, it is expected that students will perform lower on earlier opportunities and make progress as they move towards mastery. On the top of each page, the predicted STAR performance level shows how your student is likely to perform on STAR at the end of the year based on their TTAP performance if they continue learning at the rate they currently are. While this data point is provided, we encourage educators to focus on current opportunity performance as an indicator of what students are demonstrating right now. These STAR predictions will not appear on reports for grades 3 and 8 math tests, as this is the first year they are being administered for TTAP, and 1 year of data is necessary to make these predictions. When looking at growth scores, a positive symbol on the change between opportunities means your student's score increased between tests, while a negative symbol means it decreased. This student's score dropped by 15 scale score points between the first and second TTAP test, but grew by 30 scale score points from the second to the third. This measure only appears for opportunities 2 and 3. Page 2 shows students' progress over time. The top chart shows student performance on TTAP over the school year, and for students who have taken TTAP in previous grade levels, it also shows performance from one school year to the next. The blue dots represent a student's score on each TTAP test as noted in the date. The columns show the score required to meet each performance level. After Opportunity 1, there will only be one data point, so this chart will become more useful as the year progresses. The third page shows each student's performance on test items or questions at different levels of difficulty. Each question is assigned a difficulty level of did not meet, approaches, meets, or masters. You can see the total points the student earned and the points possible in each difficulty level. While the majority of questions on TTAP are worth 1 point, there are a small number that are worth 2 points. The last column shows the percentage of points answered correctly at each difficulty level. If a student is correctly answering questions at a specific difficulty level around 2/3 of the time, this typically means they have a good grasp of that level. In this example, the student answered 75% at did not meet and 67% at approaches, meaning they may be ready to start focusing on questions at the meets level. TTAP tests match students to questions based on their ability, so not all students will see questions at every level. In this example, the student did not see any items at the master's level, so NA is shown here. The last page of the report is only available if the detailed version of the report is provided by your student's teacher. The table is broken down by groups of related skills that students need to learn over the course of the year. The first column shows the question's difficulty level, similar to page 3. The second and third column tell you what each question was about by listing the student expectation or state standard that was tested. During the first 2 testing opportunities, some of these standards have likely not been covered. The final column refers to how many points a student earned for that question. It's important to note that if a question is answered correctly, it does not necessarily mean that the student mastered that standard, as a single instance of a question cannot determine that. Let's dive deeper into what item difficulty means. TTAP items range in difficulty from those categorized as did not meet, aligning to the easiest skills in the standards, to those labeled masters, aligning to the most difficult. Did not meet and approaches items are presented in familiar contexts. Items at the meets level are presented at the level of difficulty expected by the grade level standard. Those categorized as masters are presented in varied and unfamiliar contexts. Students will generally respond correctly to items whose difficulty level is at or below their overall performance level, meaning a student whose overall TTAP performance level is currently approaches will likely answer questions at the approaches and did not meet difficulty level correctly, but may struggle with meets and master's level questions. Any additional questions can be sent into ttap@tea.texas.gov. Thank you.